Right now, wet conditions across southern Wisconsin today. That rain finally cleared up this afternoon, and we share the next possibility of rain in your first one forecast. Also, 1 week since the surprise attacks on Israel, we look at the latest in the conflict. And parts of Atwood Avenue are almost back to being open. Hear how one business owner is rejoicing. That's all coming up right now. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. It was a wet and windy night across southern Wisconsin last night, but it looks like we're in the clear with those conditions. A dry and cloudy Saturday this afternoon. Let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex, it's been a bit chilly, but we've got some much needed rain for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. With the drought conditions, that's certainly a plus with all the rain. I know, unfortunately, with those cool, showery conditions, can't do a whole lot outside. Even in my household, it's hard to get my dog out in those wet conditions. Let's take a look and see where those showers are. Just a couple showers showing up there on Doppler track, up towards the north and towards the east, briefly towards Sun Prairie, Cottage Grove. Again, the wet weather really has ended across southern Wisconsin. We can verify here with Doppler track showing, again, that isolated shower chance, and we will keep that isolated shower chance as we carry on into the overnight period. Look at some of these wind gusts, though, that we've had today. It's a little bit breezy out here on the patio. 31-mile-per-hour wind gust in Madison, 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Lone Rock, 24 to the north in the Dells, and look it down. Our friends in Monroe, hold on to your hats there today at 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts today, and we're going to be tracking those winds because the winds are going to remain in our forecast. Let's plan our conditions as we go on into the overnight, going on into your Sunday. Temperatures in the 40s. We'll keep the clouds around, an isolated chance of a shower, but not expecting heavy rainfall. What isn't going to go away are the winds, folks. Those winds will carry on into your Sunday and maybe even on into your Monday. We'll be tracking the end of the winds coming up in Maine weather.
All right, we'll see you then. Now to an update on the shooting in Fitchburg that left one person injured. Officers were called to the 200 block of Deer Valley Road for a report of shots fired. The victim was found and taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Officers located two of the suspects where they were taken into custody and later released. The third suspect turned himself in and confessed he was the shooter. Due to newsroom policy, we will not be naming the suspect until they have been named formally and charged. Today, Israel gave residents in Gaza City a 6-hour window to evacuate south. And today, the movement advisory came a day after Israel warned 1.1 million people living in northern Gaza to evacuate for their safety. There are signs Israel will ramp up its retaliatory offensives against Hamas following last Saturday's attacks that killed 1,300 people. And Gaza's humanitarian crisis is deepening, with warnings people are at risk of starvation. Steve Nanness has the latest.
The clock is ticking for residents in northern Gaza to evacuate for their safety.
There are civilians here whom are not our enemy, and we do not want to target them. We are asking them to evacuate so that we will be able to continue to strike military targets belonging to Hamas in the Gaza Strip.
More than 1 million civilians are under Israeli notice to flee from the north to the south. Nabil al-Sharafa said his mother, a Palestinian-American woman, is trying to escape Gaza City as bombs continuously rain in the area.
What's concerning to me is one time I speak to her, I'm able to reach her. Half an hour later, I'm not able to reach her. So, your mind begins to wonder, is she still alive? Was she another victim of collateral damage?
The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is intensifying as more than 2,000 people have been killed over the past week of fighting, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry.
We had to bring refrigerators from ice cream factories used for storing food and ice cream. We brought them to the hospital so the bodies don't rot. Our message is that Gaza is in crisis.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited soldiers on the front line near the Gaza border on Saturday as they prepare for a possible ground invasion. The IDF says its forces are increasing operational readiness for the next stages of the war.
And once we'll see that the situation will be permissible for significant combat operations, then they will commence.
I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
Disney will be donating $2 million to organizations providing humanitarian relief to Israel. In a statement, Disney CEO Bob Iger condemned the attacks and says the company will continue to work to find more ways to support the region and help those affected by the war. Disney says they are donating $1 million to an organization that provides medical and blood banking services in Israel. The company will also be donating another $1 million to other nonprofit organizations working in the region, with a focus on those that are helping children. Today, flags in Wisconsin are flying at half-staff in honor of firefighters who gave their lives in the line of duty. Governor Tony Evers signed the executive order. It coincides with the final day of Fire Prevention Week. Today is also Wisconsin Firefighter Memorial Day. Both the U.S. and Wisconsin state flag are a part of today's order. Republicans in the Wisconsin State Senate proposed sweeping changes to Governor Tony Evers' plan to address the worker shortages in the state. Back in September, Evers called a session with hopes of getting a $1 billion plan through the Senate and Assembly that would keep a pandemic-era child care subsidy program running. Yesterday, Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu's office released a plan that would create a state tax credit for families paying for child care and cut income tax for those making between $15,000 and $225,000. Evers has already rejected a number of the initiatives. For a full list of items proposed yesterday, head to this story on channel3000.com. The Madison School District will receive almost 15% less money in general aid from the state this year compared to last. That's according to data from the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. This school year, MMSD received nearly $38 million in general aid. That's down from a little more than $44 million from last year. Most of the aid is calculated using a formula that sends more money to districts with lower property values. Since Madison's property value has soared in recent years, it actually handicaps MMSD when it comes to aid. After 8 long months, Atwood Avenue is almost back to normal. The street is now open for two-way traffic again, and Atwood's business owners could not be happier. Braden Ross sat down with one of those owners to talk on how this construction impacted his business. Braden?
Yeah, at Michael's Frozen Custard, fall usually equals the end of peak custard season. But after the summer they've had this year, owner Michael Dix is welcoming October with open arms.
I mean, it was chaos all summer.
Michael Dix will be the first to tell you it's been a long 8 months on Atwood Avenue.
We've been in this location for about 35 years.
He's the owner of Michael's Frozen Custard, a summer staple serving up cold treats in Madison for decades.
I took my grandmother's recipe and started one location and grew into multiple locations. And this is our last spot. This is the only one left in Madison. We still use the original recipe we've used, the same pecans, the same hot fudge.
But this summer, custard fans had to navigate headache-inducing construction on Atwood Avenue in order to satisfy their sweet tooth.
Our sales were down 50 to 60% on most days because like May is our big month. June, July is really when we do our business. People wanted to come, but they're like, I can't figure out how to get to you.
For more than half the year, Michaels and their loyal customers dealt with traffic cones and confusion.
It was one way. People were going the wrong way because it wasn't marked correctly.
But Dick says it wasn't all bad.
I've lived through a lot of road constructions with my location, so I knew what was going to happen. So we used this time we repainted the store, redecorated the store, put in a new parking lot.
And Friday, the summer slump finally came to an end.
I'm glad it's back open. I'm glad it's here.
Atwood Avenue is now almost completely back open, and with some new upgrades itself.
It has the tremendous bike path now for safety for both joggers, walkers, and bikers to be here. So it's a really great thing now that it's done and complete.
And while the wait felt like forever, Dick says he's ready to get back to serving up sweet treats for years to come.
Hopefully for the next 20 or 30 years, we're good and there's nothing else.
Now, construction teams are still wrapping things up on Atwood Avenue, and one of the 3 lanes is still closed, but the bulk of the project is over, with the rest to follow soon.
All right, Braden, thank you. Although Atwood is opening up, here's a traffic alert to be aware of for the start of your work week. The West Beltline Highway on Frontage Road will remain closed on Monday to eastbound traffic between Todd Drive and Coho Street for asphalt repaving options. The closure will begin at 7 a.m. on Monday and wrap up by 5 p.m. as crews will be laying a final surface layer of asphalt before reopening the road. While the road is closed, drivers will be detoured via the frontage road on the north side of the highway between Todd Drive and Fish Hatchery Road. Later this month, the Wisconsin DOT will be holding a meeting in Mount Horeb to discuss planned improvements to Highway 92. The DOT is looking to resurface the highway and update curb ramps between Alaska Avenue and Stonefield Way. Construction is set to begin in 2025. A meeting will be held on October 26 from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at Mount Horeb Middle School, where residents will get a chance to familiarize themselves with the project and give input on proposed improvements. Coming up next at 6, are you sick of smudges and spots on your windows and glass? Well, Consumer Reports found which glass cleaners work the best and how to clean those that are hard to reach in windows. And tonight at 10, Andrew has full highlights from today's game against Iowa at Camp Randall. Hear from Coach Fick on what he saw from the Badgers.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, if you missed the boat on spring cleaning, there's still time to catch the fall foliage through sparkling clean windows. Consumer Reports just tried out several different glass cleaners and can tell you which ones work the best for windows and all your other glass surfaces too.
Spots, smudges, and grime, the glass surfaces in our homes reveal a lot of our not-so-secret messes. And when it comes to cleaning those messes, there are lots of glass cleaners to choose from. Ammonia-based, ammonia-free, and then there's the homemade vinegar solution. But which works best for clear, streak-free glass? Consumer Reports' Jovita Rodriguez just tried out several.
I applied toothpaste, oily fingerprints, a mixture of margarine and flour, and bright red lipstick to bathroom mirrors and living room windows. Then I sprayed each one with the different glass cleaners, and I counted the number of wipes needed to get rid of the messes.
Sierra's test helped clear up one big misconception. Vinegar shouldn't be your go-to for glass.
It worked in our test, and it removed our messes, but it did leave noticeable amounts of streaks behind, so it just requires a lot more wiping.
And while ammonia-based cleaners like Windex are known for their cleaning power, the smell isn't so great. Plus, ammonia can leave streaks and film on some types of windows. But not to worry, Sierra found that the ammonia-free options clean just as well. The winner, this spray-away foaming glass cleaner. It cut through all of Sierra's messes, leaving surfaces dry after just a single wipe. Plus, it can also be used as a chrome tile and porcelain cleaner, so you get more bang for your buck. If you're just looking for a dedicated glass cleaner, Sierra says this invisible glass is also a great option. What about when it's time to clean those hard-to-reach windows or exterior windows? Yes, you can get out the ladder, but Consumer Reports says your safety alone is worth the cost of a telescoping cleaning pole kit, available at most home improvement stores. This is Teresa Panetta.
Those telescoping kits typically start around $100 regardless of the method you use. CR says wash your windows on a cloudy day. Direct sunlight can leave streaks on your windows because the liquid evaporates quickly and leaves residue behind. Ford has issued a recall over 200,000 of its vehicles. Certain models of the 2020 through 2022 Explorer models are being recalled due to a risk of rollaway if the parking brake isn't applied. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said Ford will repair the vehicles free of charge. Those repairs will include a replacement of the rear axle bolt and subframe bushing. Owners of the affected vehicles will receive letters from Ford in November. In other consumer news, inflation is still high, but showing signs of improvements. According to a government report, prices rose 3.7% in September, way down from last year's peak, but still above the 2% target regulators want to see, as price hikes at the grocery store are getting closer to historically normal levels, up just 2.4% last month. But rent prices remain a problem, with rates rising more than 7%. Still ahead at 6. Dragon Day in Lake Geneva offers a slice of fantasy and to celebrate the town's fantastical history. Plus, Alex is back with another check of your first one forecast and breaks down when we could see another chance of rain when we come back.
When it's time to remodel your home, lean on the experts at Brothers Maine for all things appliances. As Madison and Janesville's local appliance authority since 1938, our experienced staff will make your project easy from concept to completion. Better than big box, Brothers Maine has a larger selection, lower prices, and professional advice to bring your vision to life. On time and on budget. From sales to install, we do it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 FlexBuy cash only at your local Ford dealer.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi at an amazing value.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-948-4999.
And this is big. Ta-da! Zumo Streambox.
Now add Spectrum TV to upgrade to Spectrum One Stream and get a Zumo Streambox free for 12 months.
It brings together all the entertainment I want in one place. And this voice remote lets me search across live TV and my favorite streaming apps so I can find exactly what I want, fast and easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Zumo Streambox for 12 months. Call 833-948-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
My hot take, this is like nothing you've used before.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back, and there's a touch of fantasy out in Lake Geneva this weekend. That's because the city is celebrating Dragon Days. This event is being put on by the Gygax Memorial Fund and is championing Lake Geneva as the birthplace of fantasy. The festival is giving people a chance to experience a touch of fantasy while celebrating the legacy of Gary Gygax, the man behind the popular role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons.
It has created a huge resurgence in interest in fantasy. And all of this is giving rise to a big creative movement and an industry-wide movement for interest in fantasy. And it was all created in this little town of Lake Geneva by Gary Gygax.
The festival features many different activities for people to do. There was a Renaissance fair at a local park where people got dressed up in historical and fantasy outfits. Local merchants were selling everything you need to play the role-playing game, as well as general fantasy items. There was even a screening of the old Dungeons & Dragons cartoon in the Geneva Theater. And with his own magic, let's get a look at your first warned forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Yeah, I don't know about magic, but the weather's been kind of dragon-like, a little bit wild out there, and the weather's staying a little bit on the wild side, at least in the wind department over the course of the next day or so. All part of our 3 things here that you need to know. A slight chance of a shower overnight. Those gusty dragon-like winds lasting into your Sunday. Temperature is staying below normal, though, through the early portion of next week. Then we'll see some modification in the temperatures. Doppler track here dry out there. Just want to take a note of that because it's been such a wet 24, 48, 72 hours there, folks. Let's see what our future track model is showing here. Maybe a shower over portions of southwestern Wisconsin. A little bit better of a chance of showers over to the east, over towards Lake Michigan. And we certainly can track here, folks, as we plan the rest of your Saturday going on into your Sunday. We can use future track and my handy-dandy little weather model monitor here, 44 degrees in the wee hours of your Sunday morning. Winds, again, pretty gusty out of the north and northwest. A few clouds out there as well as we carry on here into your Sunday morning, heading towards the church, the brunch time frame. Temperatures in Madison up around 42 degrees. Look at the winds at about 10 miles per hour. Those are the sustained winds. Those are not the gusts. We'll track those in just a moment. Clouds hanging on here into your Sunday as we carry on through your Sunday morning, going on into your Sunday afternoon. By the time we get to 10 o'clock, temperature in Madison starting to approach near 50 degrees, and the winds are amping up there, folks. Then as we go on here into your Sunday afternoon, those winds out of the northwest, we could see a break or two in the clouds as well. That may allow those temperatures to get up into the 50s with those north-northwest winds, again at about 10 to 15 miles per hour during the day. Should be relatively dry as we carry on through the rest of your Sunday. Now let's track those winds here. I said that we would let you know when will the winds finally ease up. They're not going to ease up. Starting off for your brunch and your church time frame on your Sunday, winds, gusts, these are the gusts, 15, 20 miles per hour. As we go on towards the lunchtime, 15, 20 mile per hour winds out of the north and out of the northwest, so a chilly breeze out there. Look at this. By 10 o'clock on your Sunday night, an increase potentially in the wind gusts, particularly over portions of southwestern Wisconsin, Boscobel, Mineral Point, Monroe, and Janesville. Could see those wind gusts approaching briefly 30 miles per hour. Look at this. By the time we get into your Monday afternoon and evening, the winds will start to die down, and that will actually pave the way as temperatures cool on down. We could be looking at some patchy frost on your Tuesday morning. Bottom line with the wind staying breezy overnight, a windy Sunday. Hold on to your hats. Winds will finally relax on your Monday, so better hair day, I guess, for someone like me, I guess. All right, as we go into the early portion of your next week, temperatures staying cooler than normal, but things will improve for folks like farmers by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday. Perhaps farmers could get back out into the fields. We said, when would that next weather chance of rain be? It's going to be the Wednesday, Thursday time frame here, folks, and carrying on into next weekend, things dry out. Good news is, Jalen and friends, that weather system in the middle of the week shouldn't be a heavy rain system. Thanks, Janet, for sending us this picture. Kind of peculiar looking there. That is a mushroom, and it is the size of a volleyball.
Oh, my.
Isn't that great?
Oh, yeah. That's really cool.
First warrant at WISC-TV.com. That's how Janet sent us that weather photo. I like to show the weather because I can talk about the weather, I can explain the weather, but we need those photos and sky cams to actually show what's going on outside.
Absolutely, and then as always, it's a really cool way for the audience to be a part of the newscast. So with all these wind gusts, I'm assuming this is like trash can watch at the same time, just in case it blows over in the next coming days or so.
That's another way of saying alert day is trash can watch.
All right, well, sounds good. All right, thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
Still ahead, Alex is back with the final check of your certified most accurate forecast when we return.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dear Sharp Curves, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. We got traction, baby.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One Stream. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi, and this Xumo Stream Box free with Spectrum TV. It makes searching for shows and movies across live TV and streaming apps easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Xumo Stream Box for 12 months. Call 833-788-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
We saw a need and an opportunity within our community to help people purchase their first home. With Thriving's financial guidance, it helped me to start a company to help people build generational wealth through home ownership. I never would have been able to achieve the financial goals that I wanted and been able to help people the way that I have without my financial advisor from Thriving.
Welcome to the middle of everything. In the middle of autumn, architecture, and amazing views. Okay, we're moving. What a beautiful city. Her name is Sue. How do you do? Ooh, look at you, fancy plants. Who's up for some deep dish, huh? Okay, Illinois, we get it. You're beautiful. It's fall in Illinois. The middle of everything.
Champion Windows is celebrating our 70th anniversary with our best sale of the year. Right now, buy 2 Comfort 365 windows and get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Buy 2, get 2 free. Call or schedule your free estimate online at getchampionwindows.com.
Dear Sharp Curves, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. We got traction, baby.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota. Let's go places.
Monday at 6.
Reckless driving is dangerous driving.
News 3 Now shows you what's behind the surge in reckless driving throughout our area, and what police are doing, and what you can do to help put the brakes on the problem.
Reckless Roads. Monday on News 3 Now at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The gauntlet of Big Ten play was underway today for the Wisconsin Badgers as Iowa traveled to Camp Rando for the Battle of the Bull. The Hawkeyes won last year's matchup in Iowa City, and currently they hold the Heartland Trophy. It was a typical Wisconsin-Iowa hard-nosed football game. The Hawkeyes were able to strike first in the second quarter on an 82-yard rushing TD. After back and forth defensive battles throughout the game with Wisconsin and Iowa trading field goals, that wouldn't be enough for Wisconsin. This one just wrapped up as Iowa won 15-6. Tonight at 10, we'll have full highlights from the game and hear from head coach Luke Fickell. I know that's not necessarily what you want to hear being an alum of UW. But
I know, but hey.
Still pretty early in the season, so
yeah,
it's okay.
It is. And being alum of UW-Madison's Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences Department, well, kudos to their training of me, because we said that rain would be ending in the afternoon, and it did. So we actually were able to get that football game in relatively dry, but folks probably had to hold on to their caps, because it was definitely a windy one out there. And as we track here, my bottom line about the wind, staying breezy overnight, Jalen. Clouds and wind expected on your Sunday, so hold on to your church bonnets if you're going to wear one of those in the morning. Winds finally relaxed by the time we get in to your Monday. Early next week, farmers, I know I've been mentioning this over the course of the past couple of days. When can farmers and folks who work outdoors get back out into their outdoor work activities early next week, although it will be chilly? That weather system in the middle of the week, if you're wondering, oh, we're going to get another heavy rain, farmer friends, that one is not looking like a heavy rain event. And then next weekend looking dry and nice.
All right, well, sounds good. I know we definitely need that rain. It feels weird not having Andrew, but he'll be back with us at 10. And we'll see you all here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.